arrested in the Benin Republic on the 19th of July last year. What was the reason for that arrest? Is because the federal government of Nigeria wanted to kill, kidnap, and make sure that IGBOHO, that was speaking on behalf of the injustice that is being committed, by the terrorists that is being parading not just the southwest, but likewise the northeast and every part of the country as well. So, but since he has been arrested, just as Nnamdi Kanu was also kidnapped, from Kenya, there has been a lot of different, legal fights and legal cases, to make sure that we can get Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. But we have a news that I'm going to be telling you regarding very powerful media platform that is well known, reputable, trusted, and ready to make sure that, on his page and on his fans, they would also be doing their own bit to make sure that, they would also contribute towards the rescue and the legal aid of Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. So that page and that particular platform, I'll be giving you all the details. Some of you know him as Mayegun Political, but I call him, the general. So he's going to be one particular platform that will be using his platform, that has been endorsed, consented by Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho himself, to use it to make sure that, those on his page can also support the legal aid for Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. So I'm going to be discussing all that tonight as well, because of a lot of our people that have been a little bit concerned. People are probably asking questions whether, Chief Sunday Igboho is aware or have endorsed this particular page known as Mayegun Political. But I can confirm tonight, authoritatively, as a spokesman also for Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, that Chief have had a consent and approval that Mayegun Political, also known as Mayegun Diary Olushola Baderu, can use his page with his fans to raise the tone of whatever he's planning to raise for the legal aid to support Chief Sunday Adeyemo back in Benin Republic. This is something that he and his fans wanted to do, and just like we all know, every platform has its own fans, and every platform also have their own groups of people that support that particular page, just like some of you have been listening to Starr Radio UK for almost the last 5 years. Starr Radio UK, I've been working with them for the last 5 years. We've been doing so much great things to, within the Nigerian community and also the Caribbean community and other community. But like I said, tonight, I will be giving a little bit more information that is coming directly that says Mayegun Political Diary can raise funds for legal aid on his page on behalf of Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. It is not that Chief Sunday Igboho requested that, but people that are listening to Mayegun Political have told Mayegun, we are ready to, to push this page, to support Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, just as so many people are doing the same thing. Some are praying, some are also doing, different kind of things. We've seen people in France, in America, that have done what they call a protest on behalf of Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. So that also means that people that have been listening to Mayegun have also said, we would like to do something. We want to do something different. And that means tonight, I'll be discussing that as well. But the topic tonight that we're going to be discussing, it's all about the 6 years of the federal government of Nigeria, of the APC. What can you think of when we talk about APC? What can you think of when anyone says to you, APC? If I start to you now, APC, what will be your response? I'm sure some say, different names, but we'll probably leave that for our listeners and viewers, to give us those as well. So I'm going to be giving you all these highlights, all these details of what you need to know at this particular program on Niger Voices, which is coming up to almost 9 minutes before 1900 hours. We first like to apologize to those of you that are a little bit worried that maybe we were coming out tonight or not. Sometimes we do have what we call, a kind of a, back end, situation that we are looking into, we are resolving. But I can assure you that every Wednesday, you will catch me here where we discuss everything about Nigeria. I'm going to be giving you also how many days before the 2023 general election. This morning, while I was on the morning show giving the news headline, I can confirm that 366 days, 5 hours, 7 minutes, and 34 seconds is when the next general election is meant to hold. But we now have so many people, that are saying different things, whether the election is going to be holding. We talk about the former emir of Kanu, Sanusi, that predicts doom. What does a doom mean to you? If I say something is doom, it seems the former emir predict that there will be doom in Nigeria. According to him, he says Nigeria will be in a much deeper hole over election next year than 2015. So what does that mean to you? Also, I was able to pick up during the headline news this morning that some people are still trying to save Nigeria. According to the headline, 2023, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fascinating. The self-determination are talking. The Yorubas that wants to leave Nigeria on a peaceful mission headed by different groups, but also the Ilana Omo Odua, Professor Banji Akitoye, that have continuously said there's no reason for us to be part of Nigeria because Nigeria was never a country, it's a multiple of nations. He has said this is going to be a peaceful movement, a peaceful self-determination to get out of Nigeria because we don't want to be part of the doom of Nigeria. But also, the Biafra are saying the same thing as well. The Middle Belt are coming out. This area where I'm not too sure whether they want to keep Nigeria or they want to opt out of Nigeria. But in 2000, we know that some of the northern parts in Nigeria are now practicing what we call the Sharia. The question then is, if you have decided to practice Sharia, have you not literally left Nigeria? It is an interesting evening, and I want you to sit back and enjoy this particular edition of Niger Voices that can only happen on Star Radio UK. I would like to appreciate our sponsor, Olu Food. For all your African produce, whether you're buying palm wine, palm oil, whether you're buying some of their latest seasoning, flakes of plantain crisps, and whatever you can think of, all these you can get from Olu Food Store on their website on www.oluolufood.com. Their office is also on Lee Bridge Road, where you can also be able to order online, or you can visit them and then pick up whatever you think you will be needing in your home, or whether you're running a small scale business, whatever it is. All that is something that we'll be discussing. So yesterday, about 100 political and thought leaders, including 14 current governors out of the 36, also former 13 governors, as well 3 former Senate presidents, they all met in Lagos State for one reason, and one reason only: to rescue Nigeria. Do you think that we can still rescue Nigeria? Is the question. Which way, Nigeria? Who remember the song? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. How many of you still love Nigeria that way? Remember when this came out in about almost in the 80s? A lot of people love Nigeria then. I'm not sure whether that same love is still working, or maybe I might just be wrong. Are you watching from Nigeria? Which way, Nigeria? I put out a comment on our post on this evening, and I asked the question, which way is Nigeria going? Is it going into the doom? Is it coming out of the tunnel? Can we really rescue Nigeria? That is the question, and I'm going to be reading some of your comments. Let's first appreciate those of you that have joined us on all the platforms. If you're watching on Star Radio UK, we'd like to welcome you. Remember to subscribe on Star Radio UK, and also remember that you can listen to us through our apps on Star Radio UK, or do on our website, where you can find all the latest information. Remember to subscribe on our Twitter, and likewise on our YouTube channel, and likewise on the social media platform. Which way, Nigeria? Do you think that we can rescue Nigeria? And again, just for those of you that are joining us, I'll be discussing a little bit more information that I can confirm as the spokesman for Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as IGBOHO, that has been held for the last 6 months without committing any crime or any offense by the Nigerian government, that a particular page that is well trusted, tested, and is ready to raise something to fight the Benin country for holding Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. So I can confirm that Mayegun Political will be raising funds on behalf of Chief Sunday Igboho. It's not that Chief Sunday Igboho asked him to do so, but those on the page of Mayegun General, we call him the General, based in Scotland, have said, we want to do it a different way. People are still doing it. We appreciate them. And every angle, everything must be done to make sure that we rescue our hero. Because Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Igboho Osha, is the hero of millions of Yorubas, and we must do everything to get him out of there as quickly as possible, because we don't want him to be dead, even though the politicians in Nigeria want him to be there. So once again, I can confirm to those of you that are listening from different parts of the globe, as the spokesman for Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, that Mayegun General, Mayegun Political Diary, with a Facebook page, it has a YouTube, but the name that people know him as well is, I call him the General Olushola Baderu. He can go ahead, according to Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, with his fans to do whatever they can do to rescue him. But the question again is, which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? Do you still love Nigeria the way you love Nigeria? Some of you, like 10 years ago, some people can die for Nigeria. Some 30 years ago, some trusted Nigeria. Some 60 years ago, when we got the independence, it was all about the jubilation. It was all about everything that you can think of. Do you still trust Nigeria? Do you still believe in Nigeria? That is the question tonight. I say good evening and welcome to Niger Voices. We're going to be reading some of your comments, but the most important discussion tonight is, what is your pass mark for this APC government? Remember when Buhari was coming and the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, they were asking for Nigerians to vote for them. They were campaigning tirelessly in almost every part of Nigeria. We saw all kind of breakdowns during the campaign. We saw kuli was given to people. We saw some of the governors were buying roasted plantain on the side road. We are now seeing the governor of Lagos State that is pretending that he loves the children in Lagos State by pulling over on the side road and wanted to ask the question, why are you not in school? The question I will ask the governor is, please, can you go? We're talking directly to Governor Sanwo-Olu. Can you please go down straight to Okokomaiko tomorrow? Or can you go down to, if I can get a water, that would be very nice. Can you also go to the Okokomaiko, or can you go to Idumota tomorrow and tell us whether you can get as many children to also, yes, as many children to be out of school, and ask them the question why out of school. Don't just go on the side road, Governor Sanwo-Olu. Don't play a politics of Amala and Ewedu and Begiri, as my people will say. You know, the Yoruba people, they love this kind of food called Amala. Amala is the cassava that is, you know, the black one. I'm not sure whether some other African countries. Are you watching from Kenya? Do you know what is Amala? It's Ewedu and Begiri. It's a very, very nice dish from the Yoruba tribe, but I can tell you that those kind of food is the kind of politics that is being played in Nigeria today. Once again, it is which way Nigeria? Do you still love Nigeria? It is exactly 7 p.m. here in London. I want to know how you feel. Which way Nigeria by Sonny Okosu. Do you think that Nigeria can survive before 2023? Or do you think the whole structure will collapse? Fumilola Bello said there is no pass mark for location 419. Can you tell us what's the meaning of 419? I know what it is, but somebody that is listening to me from US, from Canada, from Tokyo, from Hong Kong might not be able to know more details of that. Once again, we're live on Starr Radio UK. It is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And tonight, we would like to say to those of you that are calling us, please do not call. We're live on the radio at the moment. It is Starr Radio UK, the finest African and Caribbean radio station. We'll call you back, those of you that are watching us, that are trying to get through. It's not a calling section, but be rest assured that I will do everything very soon to make sure that we will receive calls, probably before the next couple of weeks, which we are setting up, and then you will be able to have your voice to the conversation. Once again, we'd like to appreciate all the media that are working tirelessly from the Yoruba section. You all know where I stand when it comes to Yoruba self-determination. My belief is the 1914 amalgamation was a big mistake. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. The 1999 constitution is a very, very fraudulent one. Abiodun Afuekpe, I hope I pronounced the name very well, say, the Nigeria has died since 1993, and I believe you are referring back to one of the most freest, the most very beautiful, election that you can ever think of, where the unity was there. People voted for the late Chief MK Abiola, but General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, a dictator, decided he was not going to have it with some corrupt politician, and some Yorubas and some other tribes decided to annul the most peaceful election. Abdul Latif Al-Mutir says location 419 is to perish in the ocean. Which way Nigeria? Do you still love Nigeria? As you used to love Nigeria, but some of you are still loving Nigeria, maybe because of the football. Somebody was in Nigeria. I received the message this afternoon, and the person is so worried that he was accused of doing kabu kabu. A UK person that traveled to Nigeria, he was using his Sienna to drop a family and the wife somewhere, which I'm going to give you the location. He was so angry, he sent me the 25,000 naira receipt he has to pay to LASTMA. And he said to me, Yomi, I don't think this LASTMA understand anything. Most of them are like IGBOHO. I say, what? They've always been like that because the politicians want them to be like that. And they're not just only in Lagos, they're in Ibadan, they're in Kwara, they're in Kogi, they're in Osun State. These are the young Yoruba people that our politicians have turned to IGBOHO. Let's listen more to this. It's 3 minutes past 1900 hours. It's Niger Voices. The question and the topic is your pass mark for APC after 6 years in power. Will you vote again in 2023 general election? Let me know your fate. Let me know what you're talking about. Welcome to those of you on Instagram, on Twitter. It is Olayomi Koiki on Star Radio UK, Niger Voices. I'll give a shout out to all my family, and when I say my family, every single one of you, whether you are in UK, whether you're in America, I'm talking about all the Yoruba. Some probably will think it's maybe your wife, my children, my mom, everybody that believes in freedom. I say we love you from here, and we want to know your view about Nigeria. Do you think that Nigeria should continue? Amayo said Nigeria kills dream, break it off. Ismaila said no to Nigeria. Also, Amaya said a country on a shaky foundation cannot stand, break it up. How do we break up Nigeria is the next question, if you can answer that as well. Do you think that we can still reach the promised land? You know, Sonny Okosu sang this song some very long time ago. Let's look at what is happening on the YouTube. Quite a lot of comment is traveling very fast, and I'd like to catch up as well. Once again, if you have just joined us, I can confirm authoritatively that Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho has approved that Mayegun General, Mayegun Political can go ahead to raise funds with his parents to make sure we do everything to get Chief Sunday Adeyemo out of the prison in Benin Republic. He hasn't committed any crime, but he's been held there because he's now a political prisoner that has been negotiated by the President Patrick Talon and his cohort and some corrupt politician in Nigeria. So if we have to get multiple legal aid to get Chief Sunday Igboho, we will do so, and that is what Mayegun General have said with his fans that are saying, we will raise 25 million naira, about 40,000 pounds, equivalent to $50,000, and whatever it is, we will get the best legal representative to work with the team that will be making sure that Chief Sunday Igboho can get out of Benin Republic as quickly as possible, and we must do everything to do so. Thank you very much once again for those of you that are still watching. I'll be giving you what I know and what are the promises of the APC. Remember when they were coming to power, they gave you a lot of promises. But as at a couple of years ago, those are the power doesn't seem to be coming anywhere. But I have about 62 failed 2015 election campaign promises of Muhammadu Buhari and the APC. Do you think they performed very well? Do you think you will vote PDP or APC again? What is your take? Some say Yoruba Nation now, which I believe in. That is my view. That is my opinion. Not literally the opinion and the view of Niger Voices, Star Radio UK. But as a presenter, I can always say that is the beauty of democracy, freedom of speech. I am not in Nigeria, so even my producer cannot say, why are you supporting Yoruba Nation? Because they know when people were leaving UK to become independent out of European Union, I'm not sure what Archie, my manager, my producer, and Frank voted for, but I can assure you that we all voted what we believe in. Some voted we should be in of EU. Some say enough of being part of European Union. A referendum was held, and about 16 million British decided to say enough is enough. We will not continue with this being part of EU. Some Emmanuel Ifeanyi says referendum the only option. Ayomiku Daimiju says Nigeria is a company, not a country. Wow. Can you explain further? Emmanuel Ifeanyi says Nigeria an expired experiment needs referendum. And I totally agree with that. The 1914 amalgamation was one of the biggest mistakes that the British government did to many Nigerians that are suffering. Let's get more from the first my very beautiful track, Sonny Okosu. I do not agree with him anymore because Nigeria is no longer sustaining and it is on the keg of gunpowder. Well, it seems some of the current past politicians, about 100 of them, they all gathered in Lagos, and this is what they have to say. 100 political and top leaders, including 14 current governors, 13 former governors, as well as the 3 former Senate presidents, have met in Lagos to rescue Nigeria and map a new consensus for national rebirth. What do they mean by that? Are they saying that Nigerians will decide their fate by going into a referendum? Are they saying that Nigerians should get their PVC and decide their fate? Even the government says, we are not going to touch anything about the electoral reform. It doesn't look like Buhari is ready to do so, according to the AGF, Attorney General of the Federation. And some of you that must have listened to him on one of the mainstream media says, we will bring 600 Igboho back to Nigeria. My question is, have they done the needful first by submitting the crime Chief Sunday Adeyemo has done in Nigeria for the reason why it's been held? So those of you that must have listened to that, I will tell you, that is just a crap that is never going to happen. First and foremost, Chief Sunday Igboho is now a political prisoner held in Benin Republic. The first 6 months was because he needs to be kept in there for his own security, for his own safety. I'll repeat that again, and I'm saying it again. The other 6 months that a lot of people have been talking about is not a sentence. It's just to make sure that, according to the United Nations, Chief Sunday Igboho is under what we call duty of care. Benin Republic has every right to make sure that Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, nothing happens to him, no criminal attack him, welfare, healthcare is very, very important. So I'm repeating it again. We should not be concerned because of the 6 months that has been extended. It is just meant that a 6 months to protect him. That is all. And that is why, people like, Mayego Political and some other people that have been working tirelessly are doing everything legal means to make sure we can get him out. There has been a lot of protest, and I can confirm that, thank you very much, Mike Tijani in France. He has continuously been going back and forth to Benin Embassy in Paris to tell them that this young man, this man is not a criminal, he's our hero. So they will be having another protest, a peaceful one, in front of the the Beninese embassy in Paris on the 26th of this month. If you're available, please make sure you make your way down there. I'm also privileged to have an inside information that is being put together. It's not out yet, but I can tell you that Ilano UK will be holding what we call a Euro protest to Benin Embassy very soon. Don't say you didn't hear it from me. That is just something that I need to tell you, my listeners from around the globe. So we will be putting this together, and as soon as we have a date, I will be announcing that on Niger Voices and all the other platforms as well, that we will be taking a convoy all the way down to Paris, where we will complain in front of the Benin Embassy for holding Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. Once again, let's come back to the reality now, as it's exactly 11 minutes past. We haven't got much time this evening, but let's go straight into it. What are the promises of the APC government when they were coming to power in 2015? Have they fulfilled some of that promises? Have they done the best, or the best is yet to be done? Are they going to do the best before they leave the office in 366 days? But some of the promises, the Buhari government, Osibajo government, and all the cabinet, and every single one of them, let me read some of them. When President Muhammadu Buhari was campaigning for the 2015 general election, he and his party, the All Progressive Congress, made several promises to the electorate. Who are the electorate? Somebody in Ojuelegba, somebody in Okokomaiko, somebody in Ekiti, in Osun State, in Ondo State, in Lagos State, in Anambra, in Enugu, in Auchi, in the Northeast, in Kaduna. And the sad news is coming from Kaduna this evening. A young, well, not a young, a mother was kidnapped in Kaduna at about 1 a.m. this morning. The husband was able to flee out of the house, but the wife has been taken away by the terrorists. Not just the wife, another extra 2 bodies were taken from that same street. One of the people that told us this information was one of our those that were captured during the NSAS, no, not the NSAS, sorry, during the July 3rd mega rally. Remember the G49? This man spoke to me and he said, Mr. Koiki, my brother, my own immediate brother, the wife is now in the bush with the terrorists in somewhere we don't even know, in Kaduna, or probably they've moved miles away. This happened at 1 a.m. The woman and the husband were sleeping when these terrorists invaded the house. According to the husband, they were very young, carrying AK-49, AK-47. The question is, some of the campaign manifesto that the APC told you is part of what we want to discuss this evening. According to the manifesto and the campaign materials, which contain all the parties' promises, were made available to the media. And I'd like some of you to go and read back some of those campaign promises of the APC and then start asking yourself whether they've done enough to do much, or they're probably going to do more before 366 days. The party campaign was based on the catchword change. 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 When they left change, they went to next level. I mean, you would thought that the change would be much better. But the change has crippled Nigeria. Our debt ratio now is so much pogolos. You know, you know that word. When Yoruba people they drink pepper soup, they go say that thing they big go. Our debt keep rising, and we haven't got money to fund it. So that means every little money that comes into Nigeria is used to what we call servicing the debt. Do you understand what that means? I'm going to break it down a little bit. Once again, as you're joining, I can see you there. Sarah Oyewole say 0. Olobade Akole Dowu Akiyemi says, God bless you, brother. I say, God bless you too as well. And Mayo say, it seems impossible until it's done. Nelson Mandela, yes, we can. Thank you very much. Let's read more comment. It seems the comment on the YouTube is coming very, very fast, and I'm trying to catch up on it as well. Moji Ogunlusi say it's time for revolution, and that is exactly what Showore has been saying. Without a revolution, we're not going anywhere. Some say revolution, some say Yoruba self-determination, some say we must go out of Nigeria. The Biafra says so. Once again, Moji Ogunlusi say, "Hi Yomi, I like your new look. Mayegun General, we need to help release Chief Sunday Igboho. Yes, we're going to do everything to release him, and as soon as Mayegun has all the details ready, we'll be promoting that as well on Star Radio UK, so that we can raise the money as quickly as possible on his behalf with his fans, so that they can do what they have to do to get the legal aid. We need the legal aid to knuckle Benin Republic for holding our hero." Tammy Dabra says Yoruba Nation now. Moses Abe says Yoruba Nation now, no going back. Tammy says, I love Mayegun General. His platform is genuine, not the fake ones. Yes, definitely is a tested and trusted one. And that is why Chief Sunday Adeyemo has endorsed that Mayegun can go ahead and do what he has to do with his fans. Bukola Williams says Sunday Igboho is not a criminal. I totally agree. Adepisi Abiodun says, Oduduwa Nation, now. Who believes in 2023? I'd like to read the comment of those that believe in 2023. Let me hear your view. Let's go back to what APC said when they were coming in. As advised by his former national chairman, Chief John Oyegun, that the public should hold the party accountable. Are you sure that we can hold APC accountable? They gave us change, and then they went to the next level. The next level means that every Nigerian is running away from their territory. A caller spoke to us on Saturday, says, Yomi, I have a 25 acres land in Akure, but I can't go there because there's terrorists over there. Okay, you would thought maybe it's only in Akure. Let's go back to the northeast. More people are now living in the IDP camp. The whole Niger State, some have started running away because they can no longer hold on to it. And let me see if we can get that particular video on of the Niger State where more Nigerians are running away because of the Fulani Jihad terrorists that have decided to attack the community. I'm going to get that video on in just about a few minutes if we can do so. But if otherwise, you can also watch it on all our platforms as well. Adewusi Owolabi says, Yoruba Nation now not going back as we continue to monitor the comment on all the platforms. Also remember to share Star Radio UK. Again, those of you that have been, probably in doubt about what Mayego is trying to do, we will say, do you trust yourself in the first place? Some people don't even have a trust of themselves, not to talk of a platform. We are talking about a platform that has been fighting the injustice of every part and nook of the country called Nigeria. Mayego Diary Political has been in operation for over 10 years. He has been speaking his mind. He has been speaking against the injustice, the humane of the atrocity to Nigerians. And he's not going to sit back if his man says, we will do everything to support Chief Sunday Adeyemo. Whatever has been done before is not condemned. Whatever is still being done is still being appreciated. But we must fight this in every ramification. We must push it in every angle. And that is why Mayego Political, Olushola Baderu, will be raising as much as they can. What he said is going to start with 25 million so that we can get a better lawyer to make sure that with his team, they can do everything to get Chief Sunday Adeyemo. Do you agree with that? Do you think that Mayego should continue with what he wants to do? All you have to say is, yes, Mayego, continue. No, Mayego, don't continue. And you probably tell me the reason why. I can spot somebody very good and loyal to me, and that can only be my beautiful mom. I say good evening and welcome to the broadcast this evening from wherever you're listening as well. Also, to those of you that are watching from different part of the globe, I would like to know, do you think that Mayego should continue? Yes, Mayego continue. No, Mayego don't continue. That is something I'd like to know. Mayego is not APC. Mayego is not PDP. We had APC said, we give you change. They came out with the change. Nothing seems to happen. Jonathan was chopped out. And they came back in 2019, pleaded with Nigerians and say, we will now give you next level. Are you enjoying the next level, or what do you think about it as well? Thank you very much. Fuminola Bello says, our lovely Mayego General, thanks so much. The Lord will perfect everything in Jesus' name. And our chief, IGBOHO, is not a criminal. He will come out safely. Thank you very much. Fatima Mustafa, Yoruba Nation now not going back. Continue to put your comment there, and I'll continue to read it. I'm going to get the next track ready. But for now, can you still save Nigeria? Some politician wants to save Nigeria, but some are saying enough is enough. Thank you very much, Olofi. We greet everybody in the Yoruba land, in the Biafra land, and those that still believe in one Nigeria. Showore says revolution now, let him believe in it. The Afenifere say restructure Nigeria, let them believe in it. Even some of the Agbekoya, we appreciate you. We appreciate everyone that is doing everything very well. Do you know that in Oyo State, NEPA decided to take off, cut off? Was the governor of Oyo State paying less, or they were not paying at all? But I saw this headline that says the NEPA decided to cut off the electricity at the government house. Do you imagine that a government house doesn't have electricity? Maybe they've got a generator that they're using now. And all I can say is, Oyo shut IBEDC office for disconnecting power supply to government office. Are you also aware that also the Nigerians are now buying adulterated petrol? What does that mean? This government that have come up with the next level is showing so many Nigerians this next level. Remember, they suspended this gimmick that they were going to be doing, increment of the petrol price. It looks like they've done that using the back end rather than telling Nigerians the truth. They suspended the false subsidy, but they've now imported, according to what we know and what we are getting, almost 100 million liters of fake petrol into Nigeria. And if you're not careful, you might end up buying what we call, an adulterated petrol that can knock off the car of your engine. So we are using this medium on Star Radio UK to tell all our listeners, please, 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 you haven't got the money in the first place. The economy is biting. This government said they will sort out the economy. Our reserve is still under $40 billion US dollars. It's not increasing because there's no industry. And if you don't have electricity, just as they've disconnected the one in Oyo State Governor Makinde's office, I will be laughing and expecting, the kind of reaction there as well. Thank you very much, Sarah Oyewale said, yes, I respect Mayego wholeheartedly. Joseph Adeyemo said, yes, Mayegun, go on. Fatima Mustafa said, our lovely Mayegun, God bless you. Continue to let me know your view on what people are saying, because already, I can tell you, we already have people that are saying, speaking against the view of the platform called Mayegun Political. What they want to do quickly is they want to knock it off. They want to say, we're not trusting this platform and people should not go and put money into it as well. We are not going to allow that, because this has been done with others as well, and we will do everything to tell the world that we will do everything. Remember, when we pray for Chief Sunday Igboho, people pray in Germany, they pray in Italy, they pray all over the world. So why is it difficult that we have multiple legal to support Chief Sunday Igboho? If we have 20, it is more than enough. If we have 50, it is not enough yet. The more we have, the merrier. My mom will always say, the more, the merrier, the more, the merrier. So if Mayegun Political wants to raise money with his fans, let them do so. Let them raise the money and let's get Chief Sunday Igboho out of there. If other platform wants to do the same thing, consult Chief Sunday Igboho. If he's happy with your platform, if you believe that your platform is tested and trusted, then go ahead. But why is it that we already have the the nailsayer that are already grooming like a pig? When the pig is talking, the pig is like, you don't know what the pig is saying, but the pig is literally saying something, but it remains inside the pig because they can't say it out. And if you're not too sure, like I said, I can authoritatively confirm that Mayegun Political, Olushola Badero, I won't go into the details of what happened, but I, as a spokesman of Chief Sunday Igboho, can confirm today, the 9th of February 2022, at coming up to exactly 1923, which is 7 p.m., that Mayegun has been given all clear to go and raise the fund with his team. And he has already also reached out to Ilana UK that will be working with him as well. He is a sole administrator, like he said yesterday, and let him be so that we can make sure that we get the best legal team to take Benin Republic for holding our hero. And let me show you our hero slightly at the back. Let me tell my producer, to change that slightly so that we can see who we are talking about. First and foremost, this is the country, Benin Republic. That is the President Patrice Talon behind me. That is the president that is holding Chief Sunday Igboho, and that is the country that we are taking to the court, according to Mayegun. So we will do everything to make sure that Mayegun Political will continue with what he wants to do, and we will give him all the backing also on our own platform. But those of you that are already grooming like pigs, we have the pigs that are already, we don't know what they're saying. The question is, do you want us to leave Chief Sunday Igboho alone, just as the Nigerian government has left millions of Nigerians in what we call people living in extreme poverty? As of tonight, the 9th of February 2022, coming up to 7:30, Nigerians is still #1 capital poverty of the world. Nigeria remains #3 in the world where we have terrorism or terrorists all over the country. And that is why people in Niger State are running away as well. Thank you very much, Musbao. Thank you very much, Susan. Temidayo says, whatever Mayegun have in his hand, I will join him. Thank you very much. Please, when Mayegun get it ready, we will also promote the link, whatever avenue he's dealing with it. It's got nothing to do with Starr Radio UK. Neither it's got nothing to do with Koiki Media as well. He is the one to deal with that, but we are also to give him all the backing so that we can get our hero out as quickly as possible. And also, thank you very much, African Confidential. We will raise this money and F word. I'm not going to say that. Anyone else who thinks otherwise. Bukola Williams says, Mayegun is the man we trust for collection. Thank you very much to those of you that keep saying Mayegun, we trust him. Let him go ahead as well. We will not leave Chief Sunday Igboho. Let me say this clearly. And let's take away, the screen there and bring in, the face of our hero that has been held in Benin Republic because he's fighting for the injustice, the humane, the atrocity, the genocide, everything that you can think of that is happening in Nigeria. We will do everything to get him out of there. And that's a picture of our hero. Some might be saying, I'm watching you for the first time on Niger Voices on Starr Radio UK. Can you give us a background of what happened? What happened is, this man is called a freedom fighter. The government have decided to kill him, but he was able to escape his life. 2 innocent people were killed. Are you listening to the online conversation on Twitter on the AFP, where a footballer kicked a cat Imagine a cat was kicked, and now it has become a trending video. A 27-year-old Zuma has lost his deal with sportswear giant Adidas over a disturbing video showing him dropping and kicking and slapping his pet cat. Do you hear what I said? Let me speak in my language a little bit there. Kéèyàn bá gbá ológbò létí, arákùnrin yìí, a footballer, ó gbá ológbò létí, and now he's lost his his sportswear Adidas deal. Also so many things as well. And a lot of people are almost in their millions have complained, báwo ló ṣe máa ju ológbò mọ́lẹ̀? But when the Nigerian government went to Chief Sunday Igboho's house, they wanted to kill him. They thought he was a cat. They end up killing all the cats in the house. They took the big cat away. As we speak right now, the big cat is still with the federal government of Nigeria, and we are demanding to release that cat as quickly as possible because that does not belong to you. So the question is, why should the government want to kill an animal? That shows the negligence of a system that says next level. So once again, if you're not aware of the background, that is the background there. For those of you that might want to know, who is Chief Sunday Igboho? What is happening? It's all about the story. But there's a particular platform known as Mayegun Political that wants to raise funds for Chief Sunday Igboho with his fans. And he has a right because that is his own private page, and Chief Sunday Igboho has confirmed that. So let's go back to this next level of the government. But before we go into that one, are we really under pressure in Nigeria as even the emir of Sanusi, the former emir rather, because he's no longer an emir, says, it seems something is going on in Nigeria. Are you going to be part of the doom, or you want us to come out of it as quickly as possible? Let's go and ask Raskimono, because Raskimono is late and he knows that Nigeria was under a kind of pressure. Not just Nigeria, it seems all African country is under pressure. Let's listen to it. My producer Frank used to love reggae. He loves it so much, and he can enjoy a best of reggae every Monday on Starr Radio UK from 10 p.m. with the Reggae Man. Thank you very much, Arala Olatubosun. Thanks, my brother. But Yoruba problem is money. They know the truth. Yes, a lot of people, probably have already started saying all kind of things, since Mayegun released that information in the last 24 hours. Latif says Nigeria is a very useless country in the world. Kemi Bello said, my question is, why are we doing ourselves if we need, I'm trying to read that, if we need to wake up? Yes, not everybody wants the good thing, especially some probably want Chief Sunday Igboho to remain in Benin Republic until 2023, and we're not going to allow that. The next one is, because we only got half an hour left, is on this particular program. Sorry, we lost about 30 minutes, but the rest assured next week is going to be a full program. But for now, we're still talking about the APC. We're going to continue that next week, Wednesday, because we've not done with it. What is your take? What do you think about the APC government? Do you think that the government have done everything good for Nigerians, or what is your own take? But let's go back to Raskimon. Will it be? Even the state declared state of emergency on ritual killing, according to the reps of the federal government. Is it just the ritual killing? What about the terrorism? The terrorists? The House of Reps today says a state of emergency on ritual killings in the country should be declared by the federal government. Let's go back and read some of your comments as well. Thank you very much. This Yoruba is too much. I would love to read it, but you know what? I'm struggling. That's why I need to go back and do more Yoruba language so that I can read and write properly. I would like to try it. Let's say, Bukola Williams say, Koiki, fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ fún ara wọn ni wọ́n máa fúnra wọn ní ògùn jẹ. I don't know if I pronounce it very well, but I think I tried. This program has been coming up since the last 5 years, and we continue to also use it to discuss the injustice, the election, and most important, those that say enough is enough. The 1999 Constitution is the biggest fraud. It's a military 24 decree, and we must take it down Some say restructure the country, and some say a total referendum to decide whether I want to be part of this amalgamation. While I was going through my picture, at the early hours of this morning, I saw the picture together of Lugard and his wife, Shara, or his girlfriend rather, and I keep asking myself, when they were trying to put Nigeria together, what was they thinking about by putting this country called Nigeria that is meant to be multiple nations? What is your take on that? Lugard decided in 1914, enough is enough. The northern part of the country is not making any money. Let us just bring it together. Once again, we won't be able to complete every part of the APC campaign that I told you, but be rest assured, I'm still going to talk about it more before the end of this program. It's coming up to 32 minutes past 7 p.m. in London, in Nigeria. It's going to be about 32 minutes past 8 p.m. I remember one of my friends, an artist, I said, London, we in Nigeria, we call them London. No, I hope you're not buying adulterated petrol. Like I said, a diaspora, a UK-based, went to Nigeria, drove his vehicle, a Sienna. He has ended up paying 25,000 naira because they thought he was doing kabu with it as well. Wow. Oluremi says, very well done to Star Radio UK. Holy but promotes slavery. The club also fined him. Wow, I'm told that the club also fined him £250,000. And you get there, the federal government came to IGBOHO's house, killed all the cats. They decided to take the big one away. I hope there's not stabbing this big one because the big one is still in the custody of the DSS. Wow. Like I said, we'd like to welcome everyone that is also. Thank you very much, Pastor Mo. Adesoya says, state of emergency supposed to have been declared on Boko Haram, the Fulani herdsmen, and the terrorists by Buhari. But the federal house says, let us declare a ritual killing state of emergency. Do you agree with them? Again, it's all. Remember that when we talk about this house or the Senate, the majority is the APC, and we're still looking into a change that went into next level. Do you think this government has taken Nigeria to the where it wants to be? Sanusi says, and I quote, before we go back to that music as well, this is what the former Emir Sanusi had to say. The former Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi, yesterday raised the alarm that Nigeria is living on extra time. He's tasking the citizens to brace up for tougher times in the years ahead. Are we not facing tougher times ahead already? Are we not facing tougher times in the past? This government came in and promised everything, but those promises doesn't seem to be coming. But again, Sanusi, a former emir, a former CBN governor, is telling every Nigerian to brace up because Wahala is still coming. Remember the late Dr. Malafi Obadia says, this 2022, a civil war will break out in Nigeria, and we are already in 2022. I say good evening to you, Pamilari. I hope I pronounced the word very well. My Yoruba is getting much better every day. Pamilari says, Ekweto Koiki. Adekambi David says, Ekweto Koiki, the white lion. Thank you very much as well. Those of you that are listening and watching us as well. Kainde says, if we vote any party to power again, it will be next suffering for all Nigerians. Yoruba, Biafra, Middle Belt, and Arewa Nation now. And I totally agree with that as well. Olalekan Patrick says, Mayegun, right on. Olarewaju says, Yoruba Nation all the way, no going back. Elijah Adeyemi says, love you, Koiki. Olalekan Patrick says, only day and night working in that country. Popola says, good night. Wow, are you sleeping already? Abdul Latif says, all of them will perish with location 419. Yoruba Nation are not going back. I believe in Yoruba Nation, Olori. Oluwa Dami. I hope I'm trying with my Yoruba. If otherwise, please advise me which of the classes I have to start with. I remember when I was in secondary school and I used to do Yoruba, and the worst part of it, I mean, only now we appreciate this language, now we appreciate who we are, because every time I was listening to my mother, Janet, this on one of our programs, she said, look, people keep saying my video, I'm speaking in English. I would have loved to speak Yoruba, but when I was in secondary school, I was told not to speak in vernacular. The question now is, if we start speaking Yoruba, are we speaking in vernacular, or is that the authentic language Nigeria doesn't have any language. English is a borrowed language. It is not our language. English is a borrowed language. Nigeria was created on our behalf, but the authentic language, people were paying fine while they speak that in the class. I was speaking to one of my friends, rather one of my family, and this conversation was while I was in school. I used to be the one of the prefect that if you speak in Yoruba, those time when you speak in Yoruba, they write your name down, or you probably get paid cane, or you probably have to pay some kind of maybe 10 kobo. I can't remember how much it is then. And she said to me, I used to be the one to do so, but the problem they would normally have is when the teacher that is current, like the English teacher, or during the English lessons, like the biology or whatever it is, you must not speak Yoruba. Everything has to be in English. But we have some people that came from Abule. We have people that came from the rural area. They are also part of us, not the ones that travel from Lagos. We used to be called the Lagos Enyomo Eko. I remember I schooled in Abeokuta Grammar School, and each time I arrive, I have a friend. He's late now. I may so continue to rest in peace. He lives in Abeokuta. He can speak, he can write, but I'm always concerned when we write because you have to now put this bere on top of it. I'm sure you know what I mean. But what I'm trying to say is, by the time we speak the vernacular, we get fine. But when you go into the Yoruba class, the Yoruba teacher said, do not speak English in my class. You can see how we've been brainwashed for a very long time. But it is great now that everybody is now coming back home. We are now realizing that there's been a lot of mistake. Our story, our real identity has been put under the carpet by what we call some corrupt politicians, and we will not tolerate that any longer as well. And that is why we are saying, for some of us, we are better off to opt out of Nigeria as well. Let's go back again. Betty Olarin say, I am in your support, Mayegun. Continue with your good work. Eze say, Koiki, now that they won't declare Atiku winner of 2019 presidential election, I don't think that is going to happen. If that should happen, then I'm sure, like I always say, declare Yoruba nation and let's stop it. Some were also asking the question, should we have a coup in Nigeria today? What should we do? I cite you all the way from Abeokuta. I schooled in Abeokuta and I love it so much. My granddad is from Abeokuta, and each time I go back after leaving the secondary school in '95, I still feel welcome at home. Thank you very much, Adeosun Timothy, and likewise those of you that are also watching us as well from different parts of the globe. Again, should there be any coup in Nigeria, that means that will be the end of the coup. Thank you very much. There's a brother in Italy that is so frustrated each time he calls me. He said, this country is not favoring me. I want to go back to Yoruba land. I can't stay any longer in this country. One fear, I want to disrespect you. And I'm sure every one of us have experienced that, especially those of us that have left Nigeria for a very long time because of the injustice and everything that has been done on us. Somebody like Kende Oseni will always say to me, I'm so tired of living in Italy. I want to go back to Yoruba land, but it's not safe as we speak right now. And you've got to be very, very careful. So let's go back to what Sanusi has to say. Sanusi, a former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria and the leader of Khalifa of Tijaniya sect in Nigeria, stated this in Abeokuta in Ogun State at the reception for him as a part of the activities marking the 80th birthday of Babanla Adini. Babanla Adini of Egbaland Chief Tayo Showunmi. He said Nigeria will face more difficult times in 2023 and call on Nigerians to be ready to take tougher decisions in the interest of the country. My question to those of you that are listening and watching us from every part of the globe, thank you very much. Those of you on the Instagram and those of you that are listening on the MixLR and the multiple platforms that we are streaming this evening rather. Let's talk on what Sanusi has to say. Do you agree with what Sanusi said that if you want to keep in the interest of Nigeria, that is how he has put it. Sanusi says, in the interest of Nigeria, let us be prepared to take more tougher decisions. My question to those of you that are watching us, good evening to you, Lola Abikoye. And I hope I'm pronouncing some of these names very well. Please bear with me. I will have to go back and read more and write a little bit more Yoruba. As long as you are learning, I am learning to write Yoruba as well. Wow, thank you very much to know that. Many resources out there. It's just about the time, my sister. With the kind of nature of what we're doing now. But that's why I speak a lot of Yoruba now during my afternoon broadcast. For those of you that do follow that as well. Good evening, Mark Olaiwola. Those of you that have been mentioned, good evening to you. Waris Jinadu, Kende Oseni, good evening to you. And wherever you're all joining us, good evening as well. So let's go back to the question that we're still reviewing the APC, but next week we will continue that as well. We're just about 15 minutes away before the end of tonight's program, but be rest assured that next week we will have a full hour of the 2-hour slot for Niger Voices. And if you'd like to sponsor Niger Voices, directly, you can reach out to myself and my producer. They work out something for you, and then you can be able to be a sponsor of the program as well. This program, for those of you that probably think, sometimes people think, okay, Koiki, I haven't seen you on Star Radio before. When did you join? I've been part of the team, a very great team that are working tirelessly day and night, to support the community in different projects. We're a community radio station based here in London, in the United Kingdom, and I have been part of the team for the last 5 years, where I decided, to give my time, to discuss the issues about Nigeria, to discuss the issue affecting Nigerians outside Nigeria. We see the crime, label on millions of Nigerians, whether Nigeria living in Italy, in India, in the United Kingdom. But this time around, I've also decided that, I want to channel my energy as I continue with Niger Voices on this very beautiful platform, Star Radio UK, to also, enlighten and educate people. And that is what I do on my other platform. For those of you that are probably, watching this for the very first time, you can check me out on social media, and on Koiki Media, and you'll be able to find out everything that we do to educate, to discuss, the reason why we are better off as an independent nation. It's not a crime to be asking for self-determination according to the UN chapter. So that means whatever we have been discussing in the last 3 years regarding the Yoruba self-movement is something of my own view and my opinion. It's not literally the opinion and the view of Star Radio UK. But the great thing about it is we've been able to educate people. We've been able to tell people that our culture and our identity might fade away if we are not careful. The question I'm asking again now, before we leave tonight in about 15 minutes, is Sanusi says, let us all be ready for tougher decision in the interest of the country called Nigeria. Are we ready to suffer in the interest of Nigeria, or have we not suffered enough where the exchange rate is about almost 770 naira to a pound, is about almost 500 naira? The pressure just keeps bubbling every day. So why should we continue, to secure another tougher decision in the interest of Nigeria? Are you going to do that? For those of you that are listening to me, would you do what the former emir says? Let us take this tougher decision so that we can save Nigeria. I'd like to read some of the comments. I'd like to appreciate those of you that are still with us. The Wednesday edition, let's go back to Raskimono. A question has been asked here by Ms. Betty Olari. Why do you say, Mr. Koiki, if we get Yoruba Nation, what are we going to do with the people taking our gold? Question mark. The question we got to remember is, as soon as we have a referendum that takes us out of Nigeria on a peaceful way, like Alano, the emeritus, Professor Banji Akintoye have continuously to tell us, and those other organizations that are working tirelessly, for the movement. What we need to remember is the first thing is we must think Yoruba first. Does not mean we will have hatred for other ethnic groups. We will just tell everyone that is inside. Some are concerned. If some of us are married to even the Fulanis, some are married to the Hausa, some are married to the other ethnic groups as well. But just like I always say, if you marry to any other tribes or ethnic groups in abroad, whether you live in UK and you end up, marry somebody in UK, you will go through what they call the immigration. The immigration then will now verify to make sure that it's a genuine marriage. It's not just a shady marriage that has not going to work, and then you will be given a right to stay in the country. And then you'll also be able to set up your business. We'll be able to know who you are. We can tax you. We can also make sure that you are not committing any crime and stealing our gold. So the question you've asked is a very legitimate question that a lot of people are concerned of. So many questions that have been asked. But what I say is we will do everything collectively, first and foremost, having a constitution that works for every Yoruba people at most. And likewise, those that are going to be living with us inside the Yoruba land. The present constitution that we have in Nigeria is a military decree 24. That does not favor anybody. It doesn't favor the Yoruba. It doesn't favor the Christian. It doesn't favor the Babalawo. It doesn't favor the traditionally. It doesn't favor the Muslim. It doesn't favor those in the north. Neither does it favor those in the southwest as well. If we have a Yoruba nation, we can also say to those other nations that will be coming out of Nigeria that we will secure and make sure that you are being protected, because presently it doesn't seem the Nigerian government is doing what they say on the next level. So let me touch on some of the one out of the promises that was told us, that they told us when they were coming in. The promises and the level of fulfillment: ban on government officials from going abroad for medical treatment. That was failed because Buhari has traveled to London so many times to get medical treatment. At some point, he spent almost 6 months here in UK. We thought he becomes a president operating from United Kingdom. So that is that. Also, Yusuf, his son, was flown to ambulance, air ambulance. It's very expensive to travel on the air ambulance. As I speak to you today, millions of Nigerians are dying because of the negligence of a good healthcare system. You know, we had a caller that said, my wife, this caller called me, not called me, he left a voice note this afternoon. He said, I don't have 1,000 naira. And my wife has been having this headache. We were able to link him with some other beautiful Yoruba on a broadcast that we did a couple of days, to see what they can do to support him, in terms of, advice. But the message he sent today was quite disturbing because he had to say to me, I don't even have 1,000 naira for transportation, to go to where I'm told to go to. And the question then is, we have the president coming to UK. The question then is, why then is the money that is meant to be for, the Aso Rock Medical Center? Again, these are part of the failed promises of Buhari. We're going to discuss only 2 today, but be rest assured next week I will have more time to discuss the other ones as well. So if you agree, let me know. But like I said, thank you very much, Betty. The Constitution will sort out so many areas, and that Constitution will be something that will be consulted. It's not just going to be some other Yoruba that will decide that this is the Constitution we're going to give everybody, like a military decree. No. It's going to be fair. Everybody will have a say. The current Nigerian system, nobody has a say. And that is why more Nigerians are already in what we call the abject poverty as well. And that means, we're just about some 15 minutes away or less than that before the end of tonight's program. And that means that we'll be coming down at 8 o'clock back to the studio for you to know. Thank you very much again to my very, hard-working mother, grandmother that are all working. We love you so much. But I will advise most of my grandmothers especially, please, tend not to listen to most of these bloggers. They will give you high blood pressure. They will give you a high blood pressure that I will not be able to control. Because when you listen to them, they are not the one discussing the movement of Yoruba nation. Everyone that is discussing the movement for Yoruba nation, you know them. I don't have to mention their names. All you need to do is, these are the ones that I know when you go on YouTube, there's a lot of videos popping up. You click on it and you're like, hey, what's the great IGBOHO? Hey, IGBOHO man, in Nigeria. Hey, Koiki. And you start crying. We don't need all that. The moment you see any video, it is not the ones that you know, just close it and go to somebody else that you know. But the moment you listen to those videos, it will raise your blood pressure. And we want to make sure that everybody and everyone arrive during when we get a Yoruba nation. And those that are in doubt that a Yoruba nation will happen in our lifetime, I will still go back to some of the countries that break away, even without any referendum, by dissolving themselves out of the country. Serbia came out of Kosovo, and today they are still in existence. Soviet Union, 15 countries came out of it. One of that country is Ukraine, that is still putting the stretch with Russia as well. So I'd like to appreciate once more our grandmother Comfort Adeleye for joining us. And he says, thank Mayegun. God bless you. I support you 100%. Yes, we all support Mayegun. If you've just joined us and you probably didn't hear that at the beginning of this program, I, as a spokesman for Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, can confirm to all the Yorubas around the world and those that are non-Yorubas that says we will support Mayegun on his platform to raise funds to the tune of 25 million naira, about 40,000 pounds or thereabout, or $50,000 to get a new legal team to work with him. That does not mean the legal team that have been working before, whether the ones that we know or we don't know, cannot continue to do what they are doing. We can have multiple legal teams to make sure that we get Chief Sunday Igboho and make sure that Benin Republic cannot hold him there for too long. Olatunji, our professor, says Yoruba government in the near future will have their own written constitution, which is exactly what I said. You're hearing that again, Betty Olariwaju, that says that, this is a message from one of our listeners on the YouTube. Yoruba government in the near future will have their own written constitution under the old Western region government, Yoruba land, and have their own constitution. So our constitution will be something that will support us, something that will make us do very well as well. Thank you very much, Bukola William. Thank you very much for every one of you. I can't just call the name as somebody that have a disrespect to the names. I call the name with a very, very, saying from the Omoluabi, as you might want to call it that way. Let me quickly read more comment as we start winding down, and then I can hand over back to my studio. But the most important thing is remember that Buhari traveled more to UK for medical treatment. The next one is number 2. We will leave the rest of the next week, Wednesday, when we continue on that. This government of Buhari has likely paid lip service to community policing. President Buhari has led the campaign against realization of a state police in the country. You cannot have state police. You know why? In UK, where I live in England precisely, the police is different from the one in Manchester, in Wales, in Birmingham. But in Nigeria, because of the fraudulent Decree 24, 1999 Constitution, does not allow governor in Yoruba land, governor in the Middle Belt, governor in the Northwest, Northeast, governor in the Southeast to set up what we call a police of their own and fund it. Rather, you will have to take every case like that criminal man that is now being, trying to use everything, to make sure that he doesn't get a job, he doesn't get, he must go to prison. I'm talking about that Adedoyin or whatever it's called, that, Timothy died in his hotel. And it seems, as you can be following the case, with Oriyomi Hamzat, for those of you that have been following it, you will understand that these are the reason why, if we have our own police, they don't have to take Adedoyin to Abuja. Why should he be going to Abuja in the first place? His crime is local, just as the former Senator Adeyeye said, every crime is local. Our biggest problem in Nigeria is this constitution. With this constitution, we cannot move progress. With this constitution, we cannot move forward. With this constitution, you cannot have a police in your state. I also like to appreciate again our JP, Grace Senior. Thank you very much, Grandma, for all the work that everyone is doing at the back end. Like I say to all our mothers and fathers, I am begging you, if you are not sure of these other bloggers that are blogging the Yoruba movement, they give it all kind of headlines, they give it all kind of different pictures of Igboho. So I remember when last year we started seeing pictures of Chief Sunday Igboho in the hospital bed, and some people were really thinking that that is the real Igboho. And I'm thinking to myself, please, don't put yourself under any pressure. That is not Chief Sunday Igboho. It is just something that was done on the computer. Some even saw Chief Sunday Igboho in the prison custody. Nobody, and I can say nobody, have access to him apart from his close family that have been visiting him regularly and making sure that we can then get the feedback and the update from Chief Sunday Igboho. Yes, a lot of people will say we speak to him. I would say you probably have to also ask yourself, how can you speak to somebody that doesn't have access to a telephone in the first place? That is the question that you got to ask them. When people say we speak to Chief Sunday Igboho, all you need to ask them is how? How did you get to speak to him? But what we can say is the Nigerian government of the APC is what we have been reviewing in the last almost an hour and a half. We lost the first hour, but we can assure you that next week we will be on time to give you all the latest news coming out of Nigeria. Thank you very much once again. Our mom, Grace Senior JP. Also to every single one of you. Royal Ade, Mayegun, continue your good work. It seems more people support that Mayegun should continue with the plan to raise the fund as well. Yes, somebody says, again, my Yoruba is not very good. Please bear with me, but let me try because I have to keep trying so that I can perfect it as well. Ebun, eni lolobo. Clap for me. I think I'm doing very well. And he says, please, Olami Koiki, you and Mayegun should ignore those ranting about the new development. You guys have been tested and trusted for your great awareness and works, and we can only appreciate you. And we're not going to disappoint you, like we always say. Mayegun is the one setting this up, but we will be promoting it as soon as I have the details as well. But like I said, I, as the spokesman for Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, can confirm that Chief Sunday has given the consent for Mayegun to continue to do what he has to do so that we can get him out as well. Olatunji also says, the state government in Nigeria are worthless. Power is concentrated at the center. And that is why the case of Adedoyin was taken to Abuja. Why should you take a local case a case that was committed even in the Yoruba land. When such events happen in Yoruba land, by the time we get Yoruba nation, the constitution will deal with it at that particular locality. If I commit a crime in Birmingham and I have to travel to London, they would have to take me back to Birmingham and deal with the case there, and nobody will travel out of that country without having a proper justice. So we hope that justice will be served to Timothy. And we'd like to appreciate all the diaspora, whether they support the Yoruba Nation movement or not, that have done very well to send money towards the Timothy case. We can only appreciate you as well. Oluremi also says, I am in support of Mayegun. Mayegun, again, on Star Radio UK, it seems everybody says, we are tested and we agree with you. Let's look at what, again, we got to be very, very focused, because I am having the feeling that there will be a coup. I'm not too sure when, but we must be very, very ready should that happen as well. It's coming up to 3 minutes till. I wish we can continue. I wish we can do more. Well, as you all know, time is something that we can't hold on to. Time. Let's hear a little bit more from Rescue Mano. Under pressure, may so rest in peace. May the soul rest in peace of those that have died in the course of the negligence of the Nigerian government. More Nigerians have died since this government came to power, and we hope more Nigerians won't have to die before we rescue ourselves out of this train that end up stuck from Kano to Zaria. Remember that video? I don't want to be in this country where the moving train can stop at no man's area. Like I said, one of the G49, and if you don't know who the G49 are, is one of those that were, these are the groups of Yoruba that were detained and then, taken to the custody, kept in the prison because they were protesting for their right on July 3rd. One of them spoke to me. The picture of the sister of the wife, not his wife, but the brother. This is the the senior brother. The wife has now been kidnapped in Kaduna. No contact yet, but the remaining two that were kidnapped on the same street, there's been a contact of 100 million ransom. So we only hope that the Lord will help us so that we can get out as quickly as possible out of Nigeria. Once again, thank you very much, Comfort Olatunji Ologunja. My Yoruba is very good. I remember when I was in Nigeria, during the secondary school, anytime you get that name, Ogunolobo, people tend to run away from those names. Hey, what kind of name is this? But now we realize that these are very beautiful names, and we must continue to promote all our Yoruba names as well. Amana says, good evening, sir. I say good evening to you as well. Good evening to those of you all the way in Saudi Arabia, in all the Arab countries. We have a lot of our sisters, our aunties, our mothers that are working tirelessly to support their loved ones back home. Nigeria has failed so many people. Wow, I can just say, Christina, thank you very much. Mayegun Koiki, don't mind them. The ranting of location 419. Focus on what you are doing, please. Yoruba Nation are not looking back. IGBOHO, Owo Baba Dami, stay focused. Thank you very much to Christina there as well. Our mother as well, Mrs. Comfort. Nigeria can no longer work, so let us end Nigeria now. Yoruba Nation now, emerge Biafra Nation, the Middle Belt. Even Hausa, yes, I totally agree. The Hausa also have their own nation, and that means if they want to keep Nigeria as a country, they can keep so, but we don't want to be part of that anymore because it has become a death trap. I wish I can continue, but like I said, you probably have to join me during one of my other own programs where we can discuss, have more conversation on everything that you need to know. Thank you very much once again to Ige Tunde that is listening and watching us on Star Radio UK. My name is Olami Koiki. I'll be handing over back now to my producer back in the studio, but let me quickly chip this in because I love this beautiful song that was sung to our father, Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as IGBOHO. Is in our language. If you can't enjoy it, just shake your body. They say, shake your body, shake your body. Let's go into it as well. Just give me a few minutes. It's going to come up in just about a few minutes so that we can enjoy this. This is all Janet Arabani. Next week will be much better. Next week will be much interesting as we continue to review the APC government. What have they done to Nigerians that Nigerians are now crying out loud? Like I always say, we all can do something. We have to do something. It's all about Niger Voices every Wednesday. Make sure you join me again next week. But for now, let's enjoy this by Janet for Chief Sunday Adeyemo IGBOHO. Yes, you are quite right. You know, Waris, even Wakilu, that we don't know whether he's still in the prison, but I can confirm that he's gone. But the Oyo State governor and Raufu Aregbesola, the minister under that platform portfolio rather, have not been able to give us a clarity. Where is Wakilu? It seems Wakilu is gone. Once again, for those that have been talking since Maigun General Platform says they're going to be raising money, like I said, just keep short if you don't know what to do with your own views. Because Maigun is tested and trusted, and all his followers says, we will do whatever it takes to make sure that Chief Sunday IGBOHO is out of there. Nobody wants Chief Sunday IGBOHO to be there anymore longer. It's going to be another 7 months. We can't continue to count months that Chief Sunday IGBOHO is not a criminal, but he's been held there. You can take over from the studio, but for now, let me continue with this song, Arabane Kobodowo. Definitely, like I said, next week we will do everything to give you more of the the manifesto of this APC government when they were coming in as the change, and then they ended up becoming the next level. Some say it's probably the next devil. I'm just picking up the last few comments before the studio takeover from me, by my engineer that is working behind the scene. Olatunji Professor says, we don't want another military coup d'etat. We don't want another Fulani army general in power. The last thing we want is wake up one morning, the radio station says, "Hi, General Mustafa from blah, blah, blah. I've taken over the Federal Republic of Nigeria." What are you going to do? Once again, this is how we're going to be ending the program this evening. I'll be back again same time next week. Thank you very much, Oluwa Seun Arowolo. Again, my Yoruba, I have to keep trying on it, and be rest assured, I'll be taking some extra lesson so that we can continue to be more perfect in our Yoruba as well. So this is how we're going to end it. I say thank you once again to each and every one of you. My name is Olami Koiki. I'll be back same time next week where we will continue with Niger Voices on Starr Radio UK. It is, the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'll be back again with the team tomorrow morning, when we come back at exactly 11 o'clock, when we discuss the news update from Nigeria. But for now, I say thank you very much, and let us say to those of you that have joined us, we really like to appreciate you, for joining us tonight, even though we were about almost half an hour behind the schedule. Thank you very much, everyone, and then let's say good evening to those of you that have joined us.